All right, it is official on Monday. Unofficially, it's been almost the kind of read of things for decades, with the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv formally moving to Jerusalem then. Tensions are rising between Israel and Iran. Of course, posts are walking away from that Iran deal. To Danon, of course, he is the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations. Ambassador, very good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
How do you think things are going to go Monday, especially in light of now everything happening with Iran, and it's getting increasingly nasty?
We are optimistic. First of all, we are grateful for President Trump for taking that bold decision and finally moving the American embassy from Tel Aviv to our capital, our eternal capital, Jerusalem. We acknowledge that it is a great historical move for the people of Israel, and other countries, Neil, will follow the United States.
Well, are they? I was going to answer that, because a lot of them maintain offices in Tel Aviv. Will they follow the United States into Jerusalem, or do they just not want to stir the pot?
First of all, practically, when you want to meet ministers, the prime minister or the president, you come to Jerusalem.
Right.
And everybody is doing it de facto. But other countries will follow the U.S. and will move their embassy. The president of Guatemala will arrive to Israel the following day, and will open the Guatemalan embassy. And we know about other leaders that will do the same. So we think it was a bold decision, but in the future, people will ask themselves why we didn't do it for 70 years.
Right, that's what you and I were chatting about here. It was deemed a bold decision, but when you review the tapes and hear from Democratic and Republican presidents in the past, they all talked about it. So I guess I didn't understand the shock of President Trump's decision to act on it.
Always when you take a bold decision, you will find somebody telling you, don't do it now. It's not the right timing. Even when Israel was established, people from the State Department came to the White House and said, no, it's not the right timing to recognize Israel. Let's wait. You don't wait when you support your allies. You don't wait when you recognize Israel. And you don't wait when you recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. So I think we will see more and more countries following that bold move of the president.
And the argument for waiting, whether it goes back to the Clinton administration, the Bush administration, both Bush administrations, and of course the Obama administration, was that there was always something going on or could be ignited by this. Now the latest fear seems to be what's happened post walking away from the Iran deal, that all of this is happening at a complicated time. What do you say to that?
It is always complicated. I served as Deputy Minister of Defense, and you always have assessments and threats, but you don't run your foreign policy or your domestic policy according to threats of your adversaries. You take the right decision. It was the right decision of the president to recognize Jerusalem. It was the right decision of the president to pull out from this bad Iran agreement. And I think in the future, people will acknowledge that he actually helped the Middle East. He didn't help Israel. When you speak with Arab leaders in our region, they are also grateful to the president.
Well, you raise a good point, Ambassador. I mean, we obviously talk about the 5 other signees to this agreement, England, France, Germany, China, Russia. They say they're not going to change their policy. They'll still honor this accord with Iran. But you're quite right to point out that at least in your neighborhood, around Israel and all the Middle East, not a one signed on to that. So they must have had serious reservations about it. What are you hearing now about whether or the possibility of any of these other countries coming on board?
Well, you know, we just heard yesterday from Bahrain actually acknowledging the right of Israel to defend itself publicly. So today they understand that the real threat is Iran. They support terrorism in Yemen. They support terrorism in Syria, in Lebanon. That's why I think we all come together. Sometimes we do it quietly, but we all come together to face the same threat which comes from Iran. So they are grateful for the American president, for the American administration. And I think the challenge now is to see what will happen with the European countries who signed this agreement, what they will do. They will have to choose whether to work with the American economy, the thriving, strong American economy, or to continue to do business with Iran. I think they will have to choose the right decision, which is to work with the American economy.
The Iranians have claimed that the Israelis have taken advantage of this Iran situation to blame the Iranians for an increase in violence in Syria and use that as an excuse to hit Iranian sites in Syria. What do you say to that?
Neil, I have warned the Security Council in the UN for the last year about the Iranians' presence in Syria. And I ask why they are bringing so many militants, 82,000 militants into Syria. Why they are pouring so much funds and ammunition into Syria. What is the end game? ISIS has been defeated. They are doing it in order to take over Syria, to threaten Israel, and we have red lines. We will not allow them to put those bases, airfields next to our border. A few weeks ago, they sent a UAV with explosive into Israel. They want to build another front with their proxies in Syria. We cannot allow it. We saw what happened in Lebanon. We don't want to see another Lebanon in Syria.
All right. Ambassador, we'll watch closely. Very good seeing you.
Thank you very much.
Be safe. Be well.